for Leo. Now, Leos are people that like to be in the spotlight. They like to be looked after. But I'm afraid, Leos, this year, you're going to have to look after other people. It's about servitude. It's about being generous with what you can give to others. Now, Leos are always generous, but this is a different kind of generosity. This is about being humble and about being as helpful as you can, subservient. And that's a different role for you to play, and it's going to be a challenging one for you. But if you can put it in your mind that by being gracious, by being helpful, you're actually serving your own ego for the better, and in return getting respect for what you are offering, it'll be a little bit easier to swallow.
Yeah, it's not so much as let me be recognized because of what I want to do for me. It's more let me be recognized for what I'm going to be doing for you, sort of thing. The solar eclipse in August is...
Absolutely. Now, there's got an annular eclipse on the 22nd of February,
Right.
which hits in the business side of Leos. That is at 19th South in the Saros cycle, and this is a cycle that started in the Middle Ages in 1512. So it's not... It's an older cycle. And this is about pleasant surprises, according to Bernadette Brady.
And that'll be good for Leos. I think from April to August, they're going to be going through positive career changes, which will have financial impact. So
yes,
that's it for Leos too. As with solar eclipses, from an individual point of view, it's like the traditional astrology view of outer planets impacting personal planets. If a eclipse degree is impacting your personal planets really strongly, then there's something that you have to contribute to the collective stream, which fits in directly.
Personal note, yes.
Personal work with what Alex was saying about considering the other people and what you
that Leos seem to want. If they continually search for that, keep pushing for it, they wear themselves out because they're not going to find it. So taking a step back and just taking a year to be quiet. Not be quiet totally, but just step back away from the limelight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now the other eclipse, solar eclipse, is a total solar eclipse on the 21st of August. That hits them square in the realm of self and persona. And so there might be some changes in the way they want to be perceived by others anyway.
Right.
This eclipse, Saros cycle, is 1 degree north, and it started in 1639. And as you mentioned, it puts pressure on personal relationships.
Right. This really does. There's one north cycle really, and that's the one that's whose shadow is moving completely right through the United States, from Seattle in the west to Georgia state in the southeast. So
well, Americans will see it, won't they?
They will see it. So it's impacting the whole country, and besides other mundane connections. Looking to there's a big urge to take a break and be more social and be more extroverted in that sense, but at the same time there's also a feeling that friends and other people may be making a lot of demands on a person. So finding that balance between friendships or having friends that understand that you need to take that time out once in a while.
Going to the Kings of the Zodiac,
Yes,
Leo, for 2017.
Yes, for Leos, it's ruled by the sun, firstly. So the sun is going to be in your 5th house for the beginning of 2017. 5th house is quite good. It's quite an auspicious house. Very creative. It's around children. It's around fun and play. So these are matters that are where you're going to be having some great success. However, Rahu and Ketu are going to be on your ascendant and descendant axis. The 1st house and the 7th house. This is the house of, again, you versus the other, relationship. So there's going to be, definitely some tension, some difficulty, needing to let go. Perhaps of relationships, maybe relationships come to an end, but also new ones can start. New ones can start and will start depending on how well you handle the Rahu in your 1st house. So the better you self-improve yourself, self-empower yourself, the better it's going to be for you to be able to develop better relationships. And again, this all depends, because if you're already in a relationship or you're already happily married, again, we still go through phases in relationships where certain aspects of a relationship have to change so that the relationship is meant to grow, it's meant to evolve, it's meant to better. So with Rahu and Ketu there, it's all about evolving and hiring one's consciousness in the area of relationships. Let's not forget, Jupiter is going to be in your second house. This is the house of finances. This again is quite positive, so there may be a strong influence to do with your finances. You may get a boost, whether it's a pay rise or you get some extra money in. You will feel confident more about your financial security with Jupiter there in the second house. And again, at some point, Jupiter will move into your third house again. So again, the mind or the mental activity is more going to be more active. It's more going to be expanded upon. Saturn is going to be in your fourth house. This is the house of the home, house of happiness. And at some point, Saturn will move from your fourth house also into your fifth house. So it's going to be fourth house, fifth house matters for the Leo. When Saturn moves into your fifth house, this is again going to be to do with your progeny, creativity, children, self-expression. This may be dampened. So you may find that at the early part of the year, everything's kind of all right, you're having lots of fun, and then Saturn moves in there, and then it's like, okay, you got to start being a bit more serious and watching the clock. You can have a little bit of playtime, but again, you got to keep your eye on that clock and making sure that things are steady.